Mm-hmm.
And let's get into your thoughts on some of the incidents. Let's start with the Coast Guard interview. Have you seen the Coast Guard interview?
I have not seen the Coast Guard's interview.
Okay, let me see if I can find it and play it for you real quick. Because this is very interesting. Because you know, like you said, he's not like I said, he's not a homicide detective, but he's commenting on what he believes happened.
Is that why people were saying that? Never mind. What I heard was different.
No, no, continue.
So what I heard was that Nolan didn't actually have any water in his lungs, which would have been a result from an autopsy. So he couldn't have drowned.
I haven't heard that. Where you hear that from?
The internet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't heard that. Only thing I heard was um that this Coast Guard did an interview like I want to say like a day or two after he was found and said it wasn't foul play. It was just he drowned in the water. And I can't seem to find it. Hmm. Maybe this is it right here. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, but give us your view on the whole case while I try to find this.
I was looking at, well, since you mentioned it, I have been looking up to see if there was autopsy results, and there was something that Fox News came out with a day ago, but it doesn't say anything about results. It's just again more theories about what's happening. So, um, yeah,
Yeah, I know for a fact that the results ain't out yet,
mm-hmm.
and they're waiting to get the intoxication, results back. Which to me, that's already trying to build a narrative of he was drunk and drowned in the water. And I'm like,
Yeah, but you don't need a toxicology or an intoxicology
in
report.
toxicology.
You don't need that because there's a photo with all four of the boys having a beer in their hand on the boat. Now,
Right. But he's the only one that died. Okay, go ahead.
my question though is, even if we don't have, even if the investigation isn't to arrest yet, there were other things that happened on that island that are illegal, like the theft of his phone.
That now that's what I'm talking about. Uh even if you don't get charged with murder, you still tampering with evidence because you are in possession of a missing person's phone
Right.
and you haven't given it to the police. That's a crime in itself.
Exactly. That's
And
where
then
my brain is at. So
and
the fact
then
that they
you
aren't being,
also
go ahead.
we also have evidence of them underage drinking. That's also illegal. And it's like you're not getting no tickets, no fines, no nothing for nobody. It just sounds like a very it sounds like there is a very cohesive conspiracy afoot.
Very much
And
so.
and we know that there's a judge involved, so there's hierarchy in this case. There's a judge involved, so she can manipulate situations if she so choose to. For an example, the case in Georgia when that ex police officer killed
Excuse me.
Ahmaud Arbery, I think his name was, and
Mm-hmm.
he called his former DA friend, and she slowed down the case. Now he ended up getting found guilty year or two later, but it's that's just evidence of them manipulating the investigation.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, and then it's your son on top of that, so I don't think it's unreasonable to assume, in whatever capacity, that you would try to protect your children, even if they are in the wrong. So, I mean, you know, there's that aspect to it too. Um, I just, yeah, there were things that happened outside of Nolan himself that would put any other, it behind
Mm-hmm.
bars. So,
Right. I agree. I can't find that particular interview as
hmm.
of right now. So we're gonna start with one of his friends,
Okay, cool.
and I'm gonna continue searching for said interview. Let's get this share screen right here. Uh, come on now. There we go.
Tell me about your best friend, your childhood friend, Nolan.
Nolan was just a guy that if you were feeling down, he's gonna put a smile on your face. He always found a way to make me laugh, even though he was getting on my last nerve. But I always love him, man. Like that guy was like he was a blessing. I mean, like Nolan literally did everything with me. Like if he wasn't going somewhere, I wasn't going somewhere. If I was going, he was going. Like we were literally like brothers. Like honestly, like we did everything. We talked every day. We could be like he'll be at college. Obviously I was still in high school. We'd come back down, still have the same bond. Like always, we will always have that brotherhood relationship.
What has it been like now in this last week alone?
It's been hard, honestly. Like it's really stressful. Like with everything that's been going on, it's just doesn't feel real. Like it just hurts really bad, and I just wish things were differently. Like it's hard because things don't add up, and I wish I could just talk to my best friend every day again. I can't do that anymore, and it just hurts so bad. And I feel like people will just on the internet just running with narratives that they don't know, saying I was the last to leave them. If I was last to leave no one would still be with us. And I think that's something that's been on my mind so much lately because with everything I've been going through, it's just like, how can y'all blame me for this? Like, that was my brother. Like, y'all don't know me. Like, that was literally my best friend. And it's just so hard, honestly.
Now, this is the boy that the mother says she doesn't know at all. He also goes on in this interview to say that a video of Nolan Wells, you know, the video that he was like, "Give me my effing phone back,"
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't him, and that was someone else. And that it's just my thing is you can't be a best friend of someone and don't know their parents. If the mother can't corroborate that you was his best friend, you not really his best friend. What you thinking? I see the wheels turning.
That interview. was a lot of the interview had a selfish undertone to it to begin with. I feel I
Okay.
me.
Yeah, it ain't talking about you. You know what? Bring up a good point. He did not mention what happened to him. Like he
No,
doesn't care to find out what actually happened to his best friend. He just cares
no.
about what they're
I
saying
feel
about him.
bad. Yeah, I feel bad. I feel yeah, it's good. That's what came. I'm like, God dang, I just
Yo, you make a good point.
and then the other thing though, because I knew you was going, I knew because we talked. I knew you was gonna do that, go that route with the best friend and not knowing the parents. But then I was like, is that a best friend where it's a one-sided best friendship where you think you best friends with somebody and the other person is best friends with somebody else and they just cool with you? So
The parents will still know who that person is, though. That's my
sorry,
only thing. The
I'm trying to think. I didn't have a
parents will
whole lot of
still
friends.
know.
Uh,
Just
yeah,
like
I mean,
you know who my best friend was growing up, because he comes to the house. We play games together. I leave with him, right? No.
you talking about Michael? Or you talking about
Yes.
your cousin?
Both of them
Look,
my best friends. Both of them.
exactly.
But
Them
that's
was
what
the
I'm
people, but
saying.
I know because
It's
they were at the house. Yeah,
and you can't claim to you can say you friends, sure, but you can't claim to be best friends with someone and you don't know their immediate family.
I agree. I can agree with that. It's just, yeah, the interview was there wasn't. I feel like that was just more of a time for me to finally, or for that person to finally hit media outlets. Here's my likeness. So let's see what this gets me.
Yeah, and that's my issue with the whole thing. It's like what what is your purpose of speaking to the media? Like I know people get paid for interviews. Like what is your motivation? Because in this what's been chopped up, you don't mention you want to find out what happened to your friend, your best friend. You just care about what people are saying about you.
And you aren't standing next to his parents as
Ally. Like if my best friend chose not to stand next to my people, that in itself proves the point I'm trying to make.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so we got and you brought up a very valid point. I feel like from what I have heard in this case, a lot of people who don't have any real information to provide or to um, further this case has done a lot of talking up until this point. The people mainly involved, outside of his parents, right? Outside of his parents have been giving us really good updates and what they've needed to do to um, get their son's possessions back, etc. Um, but the people who are running their mouth don't have anything to do with the case at all. They're just talking.
They just talking. And my thing is there's always motivation. Like, why are you doing this, bro? Why are you here? What is your purpose? Are you and then you're not standing on the side of the family, you standing on the side of these mystery friends with connections. Like, are you trying to protect whatever status you have, or are they promising you something? Because there's no reason for you to even be here. Like
Right.
this whole case can go through his whole thing without you saying a word. Why are you here?
Facts. I agree.
Okay, let me see if I
Totally.
can find. It's just weird that that people are speaking on things that involve don't involve them. And yeah.
Wasn't there?
All right.
Was
Now
this?
I have
Was
loaded up
Go
the
ahead.
coach
Okay. Yeah.
here. Since you ain't seen none of these interviews. This is
Mm.
going to be a little longer interview. If I can pull it up.
I
Okay,
talked with his
okay. Here we
dad,
go. Here we go.
and
Oh,
So Tracy, what his parents um, think happened here? Do they believe this was just an unfortunate accident, tragedy, or that it's something more sinister?
I was in Ocean Springs when it happened, and I was still in disbelief when I got the news that Nola was missing. So when I got all the details surrounding the case, that they told me he was out at Horn Island, and he came up missing and whatnot. I talked with his dad, and we just had conversation. That was kind of after the fact when they had found his body, because I was just giving the family their respect that they deserve. And when everything first took place, but I was sharing all the details that the family was sharing, just putting the word out there, and just so everybody could be on notice and everybody be paying attention.
When you say you talked to the dad, did he kind of accept this as an accident and a tragedy, or was he more suspicious?
Well, no, he was more so just searching for answers right now, because it had just happened, and there was a lot of questions still unanswered.
Usually, high school football stars have a pretty close relationship with their coaches. What can you tell us about just Nolan as a human being?
Nolan was a great young man, with a big personality. Everybody gravitated to Nolan because of his smile. He just wanted everybody to be happy, and he was a joy to coach, a joy to be around. To sum Nolan up, long story short, Nolan is a guy that I would let date my daughter.
I mean, there were rumblings that he may have gotten into an argument, that there might have been a confrontation or something like that. I mean, was he a guy who would stand up, where, his hackles would go up, or was he more of a get along type guy?
He more of a get along type guy. Don't get me wrong. Now, if something happened, he'll defend himself. But I knew right then in that video that wasn't Nolan.
One of the theories is that um, that he was drinking and that there was a rip tide that day, and that maybe he got caught in a bad current out there. Um, Knowing him as an athlete, and we've heard that he did know how to swim, would that surprise you if he ended up in that situation?
I mean, it would surprise me, that happened, but like I said, man, I'm just waiting till the family, give out, details of what they done gathered.
Was there racial tension at this school?
No, I don't think it was no racial intention at the school. From my experience, cause you have predominant white school, you have black kids there, and they all played and grew up together and got along. Now some stuff might have happened that I didn't see, so I can't speak wholeheartedly on it. But from what I did see, it was a tight knit community. You know what I mean?
what's your first thoughts?
My thing with these interviews is that, and I was writing it down so I didn't forget it because pregnancy brain. Um, why are people giving? Why are people giving character witness statements? Like they are trying to defend a character already. Like what? Why are we going into? Like we don't know how he died yet, right? We just know that it's mysterious on how he died because his autopsy isn't back yet. But we're already getting a lot of different people who are connected to Nolan to express what kind of person he was. Like, I don't see that often unless there is something negative brewing. And they people do that to counteract it with his character.
Right. They trying to get ahead of the issue.
Right. I'm like, Nolan, even if Nolan's toxicology report comes back and he had alcohol, he wasn't the only person drinking. So why would that make him a bad person? Why would that mean that,
They just trying to find a reason why he pro athlete that knew how to swim would drown in water. That's what they trying to do. They trying to, oh, he was
but what
drunk, so
happens what happens when there's no water in his lungs? Or if there's no water in his lungs? What's the narrative then?
that's why my whole issue is okay. He's his this black man was his assistant coach, not his head coach, assistant coach.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you even? I don't know if you know sports, but I'm gonna tell you how sports go.
Go ahead.
Uh, the head coach talks to the public, not the assistant coach. Only time you hear from the assistant coach is when he gets hired. Once he's hired, you do not hear from that man no more.
Yeah.
Why is the assistant coach speaking about anything, and not the head coach? Now, I've been hearing uh there is also a conspiracy theory that they are trying to get all the black people around Nolan Wells to speak out and none of the white people to speak out around Nolan Wells.
Well,
His head coach is white.
that's counterintuitive. You would want white people to defend you as as a person of pigment. Um, but why would
I
that
just
be the
think
approach?
they making this racial component bigger than it would have been because now you putting all these black people in front of the camera that has questionable
Mm-hmm.
connections with Nolan Wells.
Mm-hmm.
They're like you're talking about you're answering questions about this racial things that are happening in the schools. You, as an assistant coach, would not know about the racial things that's happening in the school. Who would know about that? The damn principal. He would know if there's racial shit going on in the school. Why ain't he answering those questions? You know who also would know if Nolan Wells better than you is probably the head coach that